Hey everyone, coming back with Mike Brooks, Mr. Inside Sales. Mike, how are you?
I'm well. Hope you had a good week, Bob.
I did. You shared some great ideas we talked about during these times of concern and crisis. How do salespeople reach out to clients or even prospects and still be sensitive? Could you give us a quick recap of last week?
Yeah, it's very simple. Number one, take your salesperson's hat off. You're
Yeah.
not leading with your product and services now. You're leading with empathy. You're leading with interest. That's number one. Number two, after you've made that connection, form that bond, what you want to do is remind your prospects that these situations are temporary, and then ask them specifically what are their plans moving forward so you can get an idea of where they are.
That's a great, very sensitive, caring way, which could lead to them saying, "Hey, here's what we're looking at in the future, and we got to get better at working from home, whatever." Good little way to segue slightly into discovery. Now, if you get, we talked offline earlier about what happens if, hey, we're frozen, we're not doing a thing, we're in a stall pattern. While being sensitive to that, because people are, how might you address that kind of concern?
Yeah, well, first of all, again, this is now a repeatable selling situation, which is the crux of all my training. The way to succeed in that situation is to anticipate it, be ready for it.
Yeah.
So here's what you do. What I would recommend is number one, if they say that, and you're probably going to be getting that a lot, never fight it.
Yeah.
Always say, I absolutely understand. A lot of my clients are in the same kind of holding pattern. And let me share with you what they're doing during this time. They
Love that.
find that this is a great time for them to compare services and options that are available to them with no pressure, so that when they're ready to resume or make a move, they've already done the month or two of research and they know the best options for them. This is a great way to use that time. And I'd be more than happy, again, no pressure, I'd be
Yeah.
more than happy to help you explore what some of your options are. Would you be open to that?
I really like it. You continued with empathy. You mentioned that there is a holding pattern, but it is temporary, and you use something I call peer voice or stories around current clients. I'm talking with a lot of clients that feel the same way. I completely get it. What they found helpful was during a holding pattern, maybe you could compare some things you might need once we get through this. And it's a soft way to do it, and it's a sensitive way to do it, and it's a professional way to do it. And I think you'll keep the clients that have genuine concerns, keep them at ease.
Yeah. And the other thing is two things. We mentioned my blog. I actually have the word for word script
Yeah.
written out for you. So you can go access that, mrinsidesales.com. Just click on
Yes.
the blog. But the other thing too is, and has to be used in a sensitive way, but you can also bring in the concept of not only how my other clients are dealing with this, but how competition in your space, other competitors that are in your space,
Yeah. Great.
if you speak to them and you might find what they're doing, you might find that helpful to make policy decisions on your own. Would you be interested in learning more about that? So
That's
that's
great. Yeah.
another kind of way in.
It's an appropriate, helpful way, right?
Sure.
Supporting them during a tough time. Mike, this is great. You mentioned last week you talked about your blog. It's mrinsidesales.com. There's even an email out there, a template email that you can look at. And Mike, tell us about the results of this email. I love that story.
I tell you, the company I was working with, they sent me, all of their reps who are now working from home, they sent me actual responses they were getting from their prospects
Mm.
and some of their clients. And they were everything from, hey, we looked at you before and we're really not sure this is going to work for us, and
Mm.
this is not the right time. Obviously, that's a red flag, needs to be dealt with differently.
Yeah.
To, hey, this isn't the right time. We're still interested in your product, but we're on a temporary 60-day hold.
Yeah.
So the point is, how do you re-engage these people? How do you set a conversation up to at least have an opportunity to speak with them and further the sale during that 60-day period? So that's where these email responses came from, and that's what the blog is all.
And you help them craft a very sensitive kind. Tell us about the email
Yeah, well,
that
the
you
email
crafted.
is, you say sensitive and kind. Those are really the key words. And the other key word is to empathize and take pressure off. And that's the
Yeah.
most important thing. If prospects feel any pressure, they're not going to engage with you. So some of the email responses you'll see are things like, hey, I totally understand, no problem at all. I hope you and your family are safe.
Yeah.
I'll circle around in a couple of months to see how you're doing. In the
Yeah.
meantime, I'm here if you need me.
Love it.
So yeah, you have to do it that way. And one other resource some of your readers or your blog people might find useful, I have developed, I don't know if you've been to my site lately, but I've developed an entire on-demand training program. It's a
Hmm.
7-week on-demand, and you can train your entire company up to 100 or more reps very affordably. So also, if you're a sales manager, business owner looking to upskill right now,
Right.
do check that out.
We listen. We're talking to a lot of companies that they've gone from instructor led in person. They can't do it, so they have to go online. So, Mike,
Yeah.
thanks again. Thanks for giving of your time and sharing those resources. Get out to Mike's website. Take a look at that email template. I'm going to do it as soon as we end the video here. And also, if you haven't heard about AISP's Road to the Summit, we're providing some virtual gathering, learning, sharing, networking topics and ways to stay connected while we're all sequestered from home. So get out to the AISP Road to the Summit. We'll put it up on the screen. And we look forward to the day when we get past this, Mike. And hopefully we're going to have you come out to one of our events and we'll get back in person together.
It'd be great to see you.
All right. Thanks so much, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you.